Hello, me, Groucho, and I am back with another Ren video. I am going to be watching and reacting for the very first time to a song called The Tale of Jenny and Screech. The only video that I have so far seen by Ren is the one that I previously did a reaction video to on my channel called Hi Ren. Many of the commenters seemed very excited to see me do more of his content, and I'm very excited to do more of his content because I thought that Hi Ren was phenomenally written and very moving and very relatable. And beyond that, I really don't know anything about the guy. I think he's a talent and I'm super super excited to see more of his work, but what really strikes me about him is and this is something that I've been seeing a lot in the comments on my previous video as well, is that he is someone who has dealt with chronic illness, and as someone who has dealt for most of her life with chronic illness, it's really really cool to see someone who has had to live that way turn it into such palpable emotional art. So I've been told by a few people that this is a good next video to do, and I am just gonna dive right in. Here we go. Damn. I wish I could play my ukulele that way. I wish I was that talented at music. There's a lot of control that it takes to do what he's doing. I love the set design. I love the dumpsters and the graffiti. It looks great. And he makes such unique vocal choices. It's really interesting to me.
It was quite a dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny walked alone, she was dragging her feet. She was heading back home to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, because she walked it about 1,000 times before. She wanted to escape. Can you blame? Well, on the very same night, in a different place, there walked this hooded young youth by the name of James. He was 14 years old and out of his brain. He'd been smoking ganja with the boys. James, he grew up to be a kid of the street. His mates called him Screech. He was quick on his feet. He was a liar, a thief. At 14 years old, the devil had set his sights on his soul. As Jenny walked home all alone, she felt scared. Usually she was alright, but it was like there was something in the air. A divine intervention telling her to beware, maybe intuition bogging her and making her so scared. Sirens sounded in the distance to the beat of Jenny's feet. A symphony of the night that echoes crime on London streets. Jenny turns a corner, their eyes they meet. Our poor girl Jenny, a boy named Screech.
This is super cool. I really, oh, there's like someone sitting up on the balcony there. Oh. I really enjoy, and I noticed this in Hi Ren as well, that he's not just a musician, but he is a lyricist. Which I just am such a big fan of, because I like to consider myself a writer. I do a lot of I'm a creator in a lot of endeavors. I write, I sing, I play the ukulele. I am a filmmaker. That's like my bread and butter. So obviously there's a lot for me as an individual to appreciate here in what I'm seeing. The lighting, the set design, the music. But what really strikes me so far from what little I've seen of this guy is his lyrics. The cadence is just incredible. Vocabulary is very, very intelligent. I can imagine that he spent a lot of time poring over each and every word to make sure that they were perfect. It's one of those things where I think about, like, the idea of someone who is a genius versus someone who is a hard worker, and how sometimes people put in a lot of really, really, really difficult work into the things that they create, and how it's almost unfair for those people to be called geniuses, because being a genius implies that it doesn't take that much work. to create the amazing, beautiful things that they create. And when I watch this guy performing, and I've been told that these performances are live, um, which is just so impressive. Uh, I do see genius in his work, but I also see someone who is an exponentially hard worker. Um, and I find a lot of value in that.
Give me all your money, bitch, give it to me. If you cooperate, then you'll soon be free. I want your purse, your phone, don't fucking look at me. I mean it, bitch, are you listening to me? Jenny freezes statue like a lady shakes stalactite. Feel like liquid nitrogen in the dark night. She tried to find strength to move, but stayed as still as a statue in high-heeled shoes. What the hell you playing at? You playing games with me? I swear to fucking God, I'll slice the rosy off your cheeks. You think I don't mean it, girl? You don't know me. The last thing you see will be a boy code. Screech reached with the sheath of the blade, with the teeth that could bite through steel and slice concrete, and he swung possessed with the devil in his chest, and the statue she was turned to butter in her breath.
Wow.
It was a quiet dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny lay still on the cold concrete. She's found somewhere to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, 'cause she'd walked here about 1,000 times before. I guess that she escaped. It's such a shame.
Cool. That was really cool. My favorite poem that I've ever read is The Highwayman. I should, and I'm ashamed that I don't know the name of the author. It's an old poem from the 1800s that was turned into a song by Lorena McKennitt, and that's how I found it when I was 100 years ago when I was 12 years old. And the reason that I loved that poem so much and that I still do is that it was a story. This is the same kind of thing. Obviously, he's telling a story. He just told us the story about a mugging. And it's pretty fucking dark. But the way that he plays it and the way that he sings it and the facial expressions that he makes kind of lend to this almost, it's interesting. It's like you're the content of the story is so fucked up. But it's almost breezy to get through the dark words of that song. Not easy, but a little breezy. It's like there's a lot of sort of, how do I want to word it? Like major chords and things like that that just sort of lend itself to, like, I don't feel gutted having listened to that. And I did pause it here. I was told that this was sort of like 3 songs in one. I do want to talk about that one before I continue to let it play, because I'm assuming that that's where the first song ends. It kind of seems that way to me. But yeah, that was just really, really fucking well done. That was really cool. I just got to listen to a musical poem, and I really, really liked it, and I like the grittiness of it. I also, before I play the next one, I want to talk too about some of the interesting things that I noticed. Like some of the sound design choices felt like they were playing into the music. Like he did something with his jacket. Where did that happen? We're at 310 now. I can come back to this. It's somewhere here. He like leans against the wall, and he somewhere here.
It was a quiet dark night in an empty street.
I might have missed
somewhere
it. But yeah, he rustled his jacket to the rhythm and it was like part of the song, and that was super sick. I really like that. I really like that kind of stuff. I like how he uses his voice as an instrument. It's vocals, it's melodic, but it's also spoken word, but he's also using things like his coughing and sort of these small human noises to be musical with, and I think that is just so cool. Really pretty. It looks like it was so dark when they shot this. I can tell it was like very low light. Screech's tale.
Our story, it starts right at the end. At the life of poor Jenny, clocked out like Big Ben.
Okay.
Dear Screech, dear boy, where did he go? He melted into the black night just like snow. Patrick, man, let me in,
like
please
that.
open the door. I think I fucked up, Patrick, really fucked up, man, I'm not sure. I got crazy, left this lady lying still on the floor. I think I killed her, Patrick,
camera
come on,
move is
man, I
sick.
can't knock no more. But Screech kept on knocking till his knuckles became sore. But there's no sign of Patrick down at number 54. No refuge for our villain, for the bitter hands of fate, with something far more sinister in mind that does away.
Okay, so I'm noticing right now that these are just all like one shot. And the first one was just sort of a lead. Pretty standard stuff. Impressive, but not like the most impressive thing I've ever seen. But that was crazy. Not because I've never seen someone run around someone with a camera before. I've seen it. I work in movies. But I just, as a musician, and obviously, like, I'm not as talented as this guy, and I probably never will be because I do too many different things to focus that much attention on my music. But I cannot imagine playing my ukulele and singing and pouring out that level of emotion that he just did while someone with a full camera rig ran around me in circles like that in the dark of night. I would get distracted. I would break character. I would look into the lens, something. That was just, I just had to comment on that. That was really, really cool. And here he's using his breath as an instrument. It's so fascinating to
Hey,
me.
babe, you in? No, nothing really. I'm just a bit tired. Listen, can I swing around yours for a few moments? I just really miss you, babe. What the fuck do you mean you're busy? You fucking bitch! For fuck's sakes! Siren sounds approaching like a banshee in the night. The shrill cry of justice cutting like the sharpest knife. But Screech was never one to run, not one to miss a fight. One hand upon his blade, he turned to face the blue lights.
Wow.
Come on then, you fucking cunts, let's fucking have you then. I am Screech, I'm the boss, I'm the ender of men. You think that uniform you're wearing means that you own these streets? These are my fucking streets, and they call me fucking Screech.
Damn.
Richard was an officer who stood at 6 foot 3, working London on the night shift. What he didn't think he'd see was a boy running at him like an animal possessed. With no time to hesitate, he fired 4 bullets at Screech's chest.
That'll do it. I am just fascinated by the imagination that this guy has. The camera goes down like it's been shot.
Story, it ends
It's so
right
smart.
to the start. Young Screech and poor Jenny lying 1 street apart. an officer shaken by the boy that he claimed. 2 bodies lay lifeless, and it's such a shame. It's
Tragic.
such a shame.
I live in LA where this kind of shit happens all the time. It's fucked up. Okay, that feels like the end of that song. Damn. Okay. I don't know where I was expecting this to go when the song started, but it wasn't there. I'm glad it did. I don't know how many takes it took to get that shot, but that was wildly impressive. I love the use of slamming the guitar, the shooting sounds, the way the camera goes down. It all feels very natural. It's intelligent. It's unique, and it's like it takes poetry and it elevates it by so many levels, because you've got the incredible writing of the lyrics. You've got the music. He's so clearly talented at playing. You've got the layers of the music that aren't standard guitar playing, but are spitting spoken word and using things like rustling jackets and hitting your guitar and breath as part of the music. And again, it's not like I've never seen some of these things done before. I have. But maybe not quite like this. And I just can't help but appreciate how much thought was put into this, and how clearly I'm starting to see that this person, this artist named Ren, how important art is. I think all of us know the difference between, like, stuff, I don't know how to word it, and like real fucking art when we see it. It's beginning to, I mean, I understood it when I watched Hi Ren. I could obviously tell that the guy was talented. But sometimes people make one thing and it's really, 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 really cool, and then they don't make something that good other than that one thing, which is perfectly fine. A lot of people don't make cool stuff at all. But knowing from the comments on my Hi Ren video, and from what my friend who recommended this person to me in the first place has told me about this person, he's clearly got a catalog. And if his entire catalog is like this, that is extremely, extremely fucking impressive to me. Especially considering what little I know about the fact that he has suffered with not only Lyme disease, but misdiagnoses, and undoubtedly the trauma and trials and tribulations that have come with that over the span of years, while creating and imagining and putting forth stuff of this level, is just astounding. It's absolutely astounding. Ooh, I like that. And he's back in his, like, little Hi Ren outfit, too, here. It's like a little shanty. That push in. That is clean. That is some clean picking. And he's acting too. He is truly a performer.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beats and bloodstained sheets, Our Lady weeps, she's tired and frail.
Jenny,
To
perhaps?
set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale.
Brack on his guitar? I'm assuming this must be also a oneer, like the other ones were. The shot.
Violet was a silent girl, grew up with violent starts. Her mother was a drinker and her father was a bastard. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. I'll spare you with the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a silent girl and Violet she fell fast. See, Stevie was a wrong un, but he sure knew how to charm her. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue. And she never stood a chance.
This is a cool set.
The devil comes to dance. Violet, why are you always so quiet? On her bedroom door and he's irate. He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut. You fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them up. Violet, why are you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent. That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood's black bone, crack, knick, knack, paddy whack, one to the jaw.
God damn. I have a lot of thoughts. I don't know if I'm gonna voice them all. Because some of them are just very personal. But just the depiction, the very, very raw, real, ugly depiction of abuse is it's not breezy. I'll say that much. I can relate to some things, unfortunately. And it's difficult to watch, I won't lie, but I'm also so invested and so drawn in at the same time because once again, and I said this when I watched Hi Ren, it isn't that there's a shortage of people discussing important topics such as mental health and abuse on the internet. It's out there. People are doing it. People are doing it a lot, actually. But I think so much of that content is watered down. It's a meme, or it's some stupid Twitter post, or it's some stupid Tumblr post, or, you know, it's... I think it's really difficult for people to talk about these things, so they don't. Or when they do it, they don't do it fully. And then I think there's a lot of people who talk about these things that unfortunately don't really know what they're talking about, but think that they do. And more power to them for trying to do the right thing and spread the word about difficult things. But I think that when you've suffered from illness or from abuse, you recognize it in others. Very potently. And I don't claim to have any idea what Rin has gone through in his life. I know nothing about the guy, apart from what I've already said. But he clearly knows something. And it's very, very real.
Or when the tooth spot detach, fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess he's left her bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I want to do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet. Silence. Fucking say something, Violet. Silence. Wait. Say something, Violet. Not one word. She stays quiet.
I like how the guitar wasn't as clean there. It felt very real.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet, she was 9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London City, far from pretty, 2005, a lady down in Paddington.
I'm like so close to the end of the video. I'm sorry that I just paused it where I did, but I just realized how far away from the original set he's become. I became so engrossed in what he was singing about and how fucked and tragic it all was that I didn't even realize that we were in the middle of a city now. He's clearly like shooting in like a backlot or something of like a, like a studio, to have gotten from that hotel or the hospital room to where he is, and it's all super well done and the lighting is really fantastic, and my brain didn't register a single fucking minute.
Just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle. It happened on these very streets. Two twins aligned side by side. A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screech.
Wait a minute. I may have paused it at a bad time. I need to watch this ending again.
City, far from pretty. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London City, far from pretty, 2005, a lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins aligned side by side. A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screech.
Okay, so that's what I thought happened. Okay. That's so fucking dark. It's so fucking dark. So I was clearly wrong about when this last of the 3 songs started. It was not Jenny he was fucking singing about. So Jenny and Screech were brother and sister. I believe is what he's aiming to is the reveal of this horribly tragic story. What an emotional roller coaster. I feel almost silly for my original reaction to the Jenny song, the first of the 3 songs, because I was like, it's breezy, it's dark, but like you just get through it, it's chill. He's playing and his jacket's rustling and that's cool, and then to get to the middle of this final song and feel like I had just been punched in the gut. Really wasn't anticipating that, and I'm absolutely going to be thinking about this for a very long time. I believe the words I believe the words that I used at the end of my last video were powerful stuff. I'll say it again. It was powerful, powerful stuff. Really. Unbelievably powerful. Yeah. I'm just gonna, I should have done it last time, and I didn't. You're not subscribed to Ren? Maybe you should be.